Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Sarah if we haven't connected before, and my channel is all about personal transformation if you haven't worked it out, if you have watched some of my content before. And today I wanted to talk about the benefits of yoga on your health. And I am a yoga instructor and I love yoga. I found yoga about 6 years ago maybe. And it has transformed my life in so many ways. And so I love sharing yoga with other people. And yoga means union between mind, body, and spirit. So it's a coming together of all parts of ourselves, which is hugely beneficial on all levels for our greater well-being. So on a physical level, it improves every system in our body, helps remove toxins, it improves strength, agility, flexibility, coordination, our respiratory system, our circulation system, our lymphatic system, even our endocrine system. Mental health is huge. It helps us to learn and practice mindfulness, to focus on the present moment, to bring our attention inwards rather than being on the external all the time. For many people, well, it was for me actually, it really, really helped me tap in. And to begin with, I found it really, really difficult and had a lot of resistance to that, just the little quiet meditation that my teacher would start at the beginning of class. It was like, just get on with it. Come on, I'm here to move my body, because I'd been an exercise junkie for years. And, I just wanted to get in it and get that adrenaline kind of pumping, those endorphins going. I just had to sit there and focus on my breath and not think about other things. And of course I did think about other things, as we all do when we're learning meditation and mindfulness, but bringing it back. But then I started to really notice how I felt from doing this, and I wanted more and more of it. And so I started going to more and more classes, and I started practicing at home. And then I learnt that you could sit in that uncomfortable zone where, you're just on the edge, and can you go a little bit deeper and lean into it rather than just back out of it? Can you sit in that uncomfortableness of being in a position and your legs starting to fall asleep because you're not used to sitting cross-legged, and just stay there a little bit longer than you did last time? They're all teaching us things about resilience, about pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone, which are so beneficial. And then you notice that you start practicing that in little ways in your life off the yoga mat as well. And that's hugely transformational. When we're practicing mindfulness, of course, we're not worrying about the past, we're not worrying about the future, so we're just in the present moment. And guess what? The anxiety isn't there. You can just breathe and live from that minute to the next minute. Enjoy the stillness when you move, and then come back to stillness, and get to really get in touch with your body and how the different parts of your body feel when you move them in a certain way, how different sides of your body can feel different, how on each particular day your body can be slightly different. You can go well into a pose one day, and the next day it's like far out, it feels really different. How you can bend to the side one day and go, what? The other side, oh, not so much. Just getting to know yourself, your body, and accepting the self. Also, yoga calms the parasympathetic nervous system, which, of course, once again, that's so good for our mental health. Focusing on the breath, focusing on the movement, just calms down our whole system. When we calm our system, it improves our digestion, it improves our sleep. Pardon me. When we go into certain poses in yoga, we are expanding and contracting. Well, we're doing that all the time through yoga practice, but We are opening up the channels of energy, our meridian system, our nadis, we call them in yoga, but other philosophies have different names for them. We're letting the chi, the prana flow through our body. And so we're opening up our energetically. And our vagus nerve, our psoas muscles down the front of our front edge of our body, our vagus nerve goes all the way down here and it's connected to our adrenals. And so when we are expanding these and just letting the fluid, the flow of life run through us, we're releasing old emotions, old traumas. Sometimes it's not unusual for people to feel emotional on the yoga mat and even to cry. And that's actually great because it means you're shifting and you're releasing things. Yoga teaches us to slow down and not be so busy all the time. Like I say, I really, really found that part difficult to start with, and I had to teach myself. It is a practice. We can meet ourselves on the mat wherever we are. I hear people all the time saying, oh, I'm not flexible, so I can't do yoga. I wouldn't be able to do yoga. I'm too big, I'm too this, all the excuses, all the resistance. But that's the great thing about yoga is you just start where you're at, and it only takes a short amount of time, a couple of weeks of practicing yoga, and you really feel the differences in your body. Your body becomes really quick to respond. And it's just like going to the gym, and you wouldn't walk into a gym, or you might, and expect to lift 120 kilos. That's what I say to people. You go and you build up to that, and it's like that's the same with yoga. You just start simply. The practice is your own. If you can't do the pose that a teacher's doing, if you have a good teacher, she should be teaching you with alternatives. I've got the words gone missing. Variations, that's it. Modifications, variations to a pose. If it's a more difficult pose, she should always be prompting you to listen to your body. You can always go into downward dog, child's pose, beautiful resting poses if you need a break, and you make it your own practice. The teacher is there as a guide. And if we leave our egos at the door and not be trying to do better than the person next to us, or we think we're going to be judged if we can't do it good enough, and maybe you're judging yourself, we leave those things at the door. Absolutely anybody can do yoga. There's chair yoga for people, that are older that can't get down onto the floor. There's just all sorts of yoga. Yin yoga is, really slow, beautiful practice that you can. You're sitting in postures for quite a long time, but you can just be sitting with lots of props. And same with restorative yoga, and it's an act of nurturing yourself, which is once again so good for our mental health, our whole well-being. So yoga is a holistic practice that just wraps around every part of ourselves. So Kundalini yoga is a great way to add mantra, sound, tapping in, opening up, the Kundalini rising up through the crown. And I've had people even tell me that they had a bit of a Kundalini awakening even through just normal Hatha Vinyasa practice. So I would really encourage you to give yoga a go. And even if there's lots of videos on YouTube, I have my own channel, which I've got some yoga videos on there. You can look me up if you feel cool, if you feel drawn to do a class with me, and just enjoy it. And as I say, it's a practice. You always improve everything with practice. So namaste, blessings to you, and catch you on the next one.